Okay, so actually, I do have a lot to talk about, and so this is what I'll be eating for today because I did not shapeshift into Chris Evans at my local Taco Bell, where I went to get a cheese quesadilla and a hard taco, and it cost $8 with dipping sauce. That cost eight fucking dollars. What the fuck? Anyway, I had a 50. She couldn't break the 50. And she's like, if you can't turn it, she said that in telepathy, obviously. Turn into shape, if you can't turn into Chris Evans, I'm just going to send you home. So here I am, not eating a cheese quesadilla and eating snacks because this stupid bitch is listening in. And she heard that I shapeshifted into Chris Evans last time I was there. And it was a different lady, obviously. And she's like, well, you can go get change at the dollar store and come back. Like she wanted to like waste my time. And like, well, maybe if she comes back, she'll shapeshift into Chris Evans. Do you hear yourself, general public? Like, do you literally hear yourself? I can't even open this. Does she know exactly who I am? The one molecule when I walk in with nothing, but just me walking in. Does she know exactly who I am? Does she know exactly who my husband is? Did she hear exactly what happened at that Taco Bell the other day? You want to play games with us? Or you want to card us? You want to give us a hard time? You want to play dumb? You want to play games with us in telepathy? You want to make our lives a living hell because you feel something is unfair and unjust when we continually tell you the same thing over and over and over. If you treat us with kindness and respect, if you treat the soul with kindness and respect on this planet, you will get a fulfilling life. If you treat us with manipulation and weirdness and bullshit, like this is a trick, like this is a I'm here for a parlor trick. I'm just here for a parlor trick to see if I can shape shift into Chris Evans. Just as a parlor trick. God's just here for a parlor trick for you. The Holy Spirit, isn't that what I am? The Holy Spirit. Again, play fucking games with me in telepathy. Get wicked prizes. You say one thing with your fucking mouth, you say a completely different thing with your telepathy. The Slim Jim and lemon crackers. They never did this to us before, ever. I just wanted to see if you could shapeshift into Chris Evans. A sphincter says what? A sphincter says what? There goes another ghost bird right in front of my face. I'm already pissed off, dude. I'm already goddamn pissed off. I should probably be dead. Why am I still here? I gotta deal with people like this. I'm saying my life has been so crazy and dangerous. I don't even know why I'm alive. That's why I'm saying that. Okay, if you can't catch my drift. I'm God, by the way. You know what I mean? I've had some crazy adventures. Did I tell you about the time that I climbed a mountain in the middle of the night? All right. I climbed a mountain in the middle of the night with no shoes on. I climbed a goddamn fucking mountain in the middle of the goddamn night, barefoot, 40 feet. Okay. I was a rock climber at the time. That's the only thing that saved my goddamn life. I'm not joking. I worked at a rock climbing company and I worked with rock climbers and I rock climbed every chance I got. I went rock climbing. So for some reason, I worked at rock climbers. It's like my body knew. And we lost the trail. We stayed too late. We lost the trail at night because there was a hot springs. Okay, it's called Apple. I think it's called Apple Canyon or something like that. Apple Valley. You can look it up. It's California. We stayed too late in the hot springs. Okay, and we lost the trail. Okay, we had to cross rocky, uh, a rocky river. Am I joking? No, I'm not. A rocky rapid river. Okay, we had to cross a rocky rapid river with rocks and uh, you know, rapids. And then we lost the fucking trail. The only thing we had was a fucking mountain right in front of us. And then our friend said the trail is right up there. So we just got to climb this goddamn mountain to get to the trail. Okay. And, rock climbing is obviously a skill. Okay, Becky. Looking at you, you'd probably be really good at it. So, you know, you probably got nothing to worry about. But anyway, so rock climbing is a skill and you got to grip your fingers and you got to put chalk on your fingers so there's not like grease and stuff like that on your fingers. All right. Now don't go tell Rion this, okay? I'll tell you my scary hiking stories. I don't know if I told you all my scary hiking stories before, but whatever you do, don't go and tell Rion this because he might try to take me on a trail. Or I don't want to go to it. Angel's Landing, Zion. My boyfriend at the time did a drunken high. I just sat in the tent waiting for him to come back drunk and high. He came back, it was fine. He was happy and excited. He loved it. Okay, that's not my flavor. That's not my style because I need to stay on the mom trails. Okay, the mom hiking trails, the soccer mom hiking trails. When I go hiking or I have bad luck, I got to stay on the goddamn fucking trail or I have bad luck. Did you hear me? Okay. All right. So what was that? I just saw something fly behind me. Anyway, there's rocky rapids underneath of us, and I was with two boyfriends, two guys, just two friends, and they were like, one was like, "I'll go above you," and the other one will go below you. Okay, so the one can pull you up, and one can literally, catch you if you fall. Okay, and he'd be like, so he went up first, and he's like, "Okay, grab here," and I would grab there, put your foot here, and that's how I climbed up the fucking 40-foot mountain in the middle of the night with only the moon shining on us to guide us. It was pitch black. It was in the middle of the fucking woods, and I did it barefoot because I didn't have sneakers on. I had cowboy boots on. And when we got to the top, my feet were jacked, and there was holes and blood all over both of my feet, holes and just blood gushing out of my feet. I think there was a bear that camping trip too, honestly. I think like when we woke up one morning, we heard like sniffing around and stuff, and we were like, "Fuck us, man." And you know, and yeah, it was a camping trip from hell, quite literally. What was the other one? The other one was in San Diego, Black's Beach. I might have talked about that one. Black's Beach. It's one of the nude beaches in San Diego, but I've never seen a nude person on that beach. And there's like three ways to get down. There's like Mom Way, like regular hiking way, and there's like Angel's Landing type of hike way down. And we decided to take the Angel's Landing hiking way down. Me and my boyfriend at the time, and he had his fucking surfboard, and I had a full blown panic attack on that trail. It was so fucking scary. I was like, we're literally gonna die. We are gonna fucking die, you fucking asshole. Anyway, I think I had flip flops on in that one as well. Ill prepared, not good shoes. Um, you know, hating my life, and I made it down okay, but I literally thought I was gonna die on both of those hikes. Oh god damn. And then yeah. I did a bunch of trails in Zion. There's a bunch of hippie trails. There's a bunch of amazing hippie trails in Zion. I love those hippie trails, okay? They're beautiful and they're amazing, and there's waterfalls, and um it's just wonderful. Okay, but then there you got Angels Landing, and then you got for summer. It's always packed on Angels Landing, and it's always full of kids. It's always full of kids on Angels Landing. And it's like, oh god, it's so scary, dude. It's like this. It's like this wide. How come they have no fear of that? And you ever see, did you guys ever see like the Chinese hiking and stuff like that? Have you guys ever seen that? That's like a weird, I swear to God, that's like a weird sport of like the Chinese because it's like the whole family. It's not like here, it's usually like buff dudes, you know, going on crazy trails or whatever. Once in a while, it's like an Angel's Landing type thing where it's like high school kids or middle school kids doing it on a class trip. And for some reason, they all have no anxiety doing it and they're all like happy doing it and like how are they like happy and giggly and making it up this trail all together, all 30 of them or however big the class is, with no fatalities or no major injuries. I don't think there's like a major injury on the Angels Landing hike. I think it's just fatality or you make it. Like I think it's just like make or break on Angels Landing. But I digress. And but and it's like, is this bruise growing? Like, you ever have a bruise grow out of nowhere? It's like I hit my foot and then it didn't hurt. And then, like, all of a sudden the bruise is growing. Don't be fucking with my feet, guys. Come on. Leave me alone. And, what was I saying? And I already forget what I was saying. I need foot immunity ordered stat, please. Thank you very much. Y'all fucking fuck my feet up every fucking year, don't you? Do you not? Remember last year when you broke my fucking foot? I was sit all here all by myself in the fucking house. All right. I bet are they anyway. I forgot what I was saying. But for that, because you guys started talking about 1D images, and I know I was talking about Angels Landing. Oh yeah, but in China, you ever see those Chinese hiking videos where it's like, you know, hiking in the Zhuangxi mountains, and you know what I mean? Like, and it's like cold and it's like icy. And it's like the whole fucking family, like literally from grandma and grandpa. Sometimes it's a whole bevy of grandmas. Like, do they go there to test fakes? They're at grandma's age. And it's like three grandmas, and then they're going up all together, and and you're like, do you ever notice that on on those Chinese hiking trails? It's not just like young buff dudes like it is in America. It's the young buff dude with the girlfriend every single fucking time, and she does not look like she's an outdoorsy person. And sometimes somehow he talks her into going, and she goes, and she's like this the whole time, like why? Like what are you doing? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Have you seen those videos? And then like literally it's like grandma, grandpa, there's kids there, it's the whole fucking family. And they're doing these crazy ass hikes in the Zhuangxi mountains. And you're like, how come this a whole family affair? And it's a grip of them too. It's a grip. Like it's loaded with people. Like it's like every day it's like Disneyland. Like the lines are long. Like it's a line of people going up and a line of people going down and they can barely pass around each other. And it's and they're like, this is great. You know, what is it? May your days be long, may your death be swift. I mean, I think we all agree on that. We don't like this long. I'm not, I didn't, I smell, I just took a long ass drive because I had to test my car because we took my car in and might still have something wrong with it. So I got to test it and drive it for a while. I had to do this in Kenosha too. I don't know why, but anyway, he wanted me to test it and see if it's running okay before he does a test at the shop. And so I took a long ass drive and I had smoked 3 cigarettes in that car and I didn't cough once in that goddamn car. And I drove for at least 2 hours, 2 hours plus. Okay. And now I get home and I'm sitting here talking to you guys and I start coughing. Okay. I smoked 3 cigarettes. It's not the goddamn cigarettes that are making me cough. Do you understand? Okay. I drove up to New Brunswick. That's where I went to college. Drove past my old campus. I didn't even know it was New Brunswick when I got there. I was like, oh my God, am I in New? Because I saw the street Livingston, which is a New Brunswick street. And I was like, where am I? There's no way I'm close to New Brunswick. And I was like, oh, I'm in New Brunswick. What do you know? Here you go. And then I tried to drive around and find the old house that I lived in. I did my best, but it's hard to remember exactly. Like it was like pretty much like two main streets, but I don't know, it kind of got jumbled up and there was like a lot of cars on the street or whatever. But I saw like the main place where, because there's obviously a train station in New Brunswick and it takes you to New York. And we always went go to, and so like I saw that, and I saw like I saw my old campus, and I saw Rutgers, like the actual campus. I think people were graduating today because I saw a lot of them in their little capping gowns. Um, so that was nice, and yeah, there was it was like a nice day in New Brunswick, and people walking around taking pictures with their graduating kids and stuff like that, and that's a happy day for people when they graduate college. College is hard as fuck. I don't know if you ever went to college, but college is like it's like the hardest fucking it's like K through 12 is like an absolute joke. It's like literally K through 12 is like literally an absolute joke. And then you get to college and you're just like everything is like put on like super hard. It's like K through 12 is like on like well, I've graduated, you know, high school when I was 8 years old. So that's that's how easy it was for me. And so it was on easy mode for me. I'm being dead serious. And I told you I graduated on regular time, but they held me back every single year. Okay, I graduated when I was 8 years old. I'm telling you the truth. Anyway, so that's K through 12, and then as soon as you get to college, it's like every single fucking class is like, what the fuck are you talking about? It must be its own language. And I don't think I ever mastered it because I skadooshed myself out of there back to art school. I was like, you know what I mean? Like I'm going back to art. I graduated high school and I just stayed around and took art classes. There was nothing for me to do. I already graduated, so um, I just did art. I did the same thing for me at college. I was like, I'm just gonna go do art. I can't think really that I don't understand your language, professor. I'm so sorry. And so I didn't really do that good in college because I think it was a language problem because it's usually a language problem. Maybe that should help you, Dawn. help figure out our new math problem that she's trying to figure out. It's usually a language problem. Um, yeah. Yes. Okay, Sash. I don't know what flavor it is, but it's good. can't use music anymore, so maybe I can't use my voice anymore too. Coming soon, so I gotta do that. That deaf, dumb, blind girl sure plays a mean pinball. Doo, 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 doo. Okay, why do we only see ourselves? We used to not only see ourselves. Why did we used to not see ourselves? And we used to see the perpetrators. Now we see ourselves. Sometimes we see the perpetrators, like a little bit of the perpetrators, but for the most part, we only see ourselves. I wish to have full control of my fucking velocity house chamber because what the fuck is this shit? You know, Dawn's looking for the college codes right now. That's how bad it's getting in current reality. Okay? It's a goddamn language code problem. Okay? The language is the code. So if you bust the language, you get the code. If you're part of Vault, it'll only last like 2 times. You know, okay? We understand how it works, Butcher? Um, I just saw a fucking ghost crow. I just saw a fucking ghost crow, dude. What do I call them? I call them phantoms. So I gotta start calling them ghosts because y'all are gonna be like, I see ghost birds all the time on my podcast, and I'm not gonna give Alyssa any credit because I just want her to shapeshift into Mr. Chris Evans. Like every other person in this world, I want to see that beautiful man in front of my goddamn face even for a second. Then I'll be a happy woman. You sound pathetic, Taco Bell. Like, what the fuck is wrong with your Like, literally, what is wrong with you? I know. And they're like, and the other, the other women are like, you got code for that, Alyssa? I'll make you promises I can't keep because I am neither Chris nor Evans. I just got. We got Hollywood calling members of my family, but y'all can't keep a straight face at Taco Bell. New Jersey, you're so goddamn cute, you know? I swear to God, it's the cutest state ever I've ever seen in my life. It's got the most beautiful trees, the cutest, quaintest little houses. The people are really nice, other than that Taco Bell girl. But for the most part, the people are just so genuine, so kind, so nice. Everybody pretty much keeps themselves, does their own thing. You know, families are really tight here. It's a really great place to raise a family. Lots of families. Obviously, it's a very great college town. New Brunswick, Rutgers. They also have a campus that I have been to, which was also nice. But Rutgers is like the main event, and you would probably like Rutgers if you're looking for a college, if you're looking for a school. Close to New York. I told you I take the train to New York every weekend with my friends when I went to Rutgers, and great town. Really quick train ride, like I think it was like 20, 30 minutes to New York. Like really quick because it's like just like two, three stops really to New York from Rutgers. And they have a great art school actually, Mason Gross. I don't know why I didn't stay at Mason Gross, but they do have a great art college there. And what else? Um, what else? What else? I don't know. It's just a really nice town. The weather is really nice. The weather's super chill. Um, really mild. It's like I want to say it's like high 60s today. It's just like hardly ever snows. It snowed like how many times? Like three, four, five times this winter, and that's sort of what I was looking for. Like a little bit of snow, not like too much, not too little. Um, so it's like just enough of like winter. You know what I mean? It's like just enough of winter. Um, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just a beautiful uh state in general. It's like I don't know. It has a lot of diversity in New Jersey, which I also love. I also prefer that, a lot of diversity. I already told you about my town specifically, but North Jersey is even more diverse. And North Jersey kind of moved down to South Jersey to my town recently, but it's still more diverse in North Jersey than it is in South Jersey. Um, just because it's like really close to New York, so you get like it's like the whole world basically in North Jersey. And okay, um, so they're talking about the necks in my crack. I say wait now. Are you shapeshifted into Brandon Lee? Is that legal? Okay, so what else? What else? What else? Um, Pretty sure it's a protective measure, you know? But for everybody else, it's like saying you're scared to death and there's nothing there. There's phantom birds all over the place. And you definitely can't control it with your mind. And you're just like, what's happening? More, please. I'm like, more, please. Closer to the ground. Let me see more people, more places, more things. Just like being like weird, like phantom birds. Um, so, what else was I saying? But anyway, yeah, it's a pretty state. It was a pretty state today because I took a drive, I took a drove, and I drove the driven, and I driven the drive, and ain't nothing left to drive anymore. And if I'm speaking to myself, I'm a narcissist. you know. Um. So yeah. I think who knows, right? A space in the room. I mean, there's phantom birds everywhere, but it's like a normal life. It's weird. It's definitely not like a normal life. Okay. Um. That's why Dawn's going back to look for the college codes, and we're not joking. I mean, why the hell are zombies giving us hope? Oh my god, that was weird. I don't know if those were zombie birds or what I just saw, but I saw something weird out of the corner of my eye. I saw a light stick. I saw about like a 3, 4, 5, 6 foot light stick yesterday in my yard. I was like, why is there a light stick in the yard? It's a walking, talking light stick. What? What do you mean it's a walking, talking light stick? And then I saw this weird microbial mass sort of walking down the street. It looked like a kid size of Scarlett Johansson when she is a synthetic in Ghost in the Shell. And it's like a see through microbe. It's like that. And that's what I saw walking on the street. I'm not joking, but it was like kid size. It wasn't Scarlett size. I mean, why would I lie about that, you know? I watched a Shannon Lee video. Well, did Bruce Lee just run in front of my screen? Because I swear to God, I just saw black and yellow when I said Shannon. Um, they're helping me with my memories. The whispers are helping me with my memories now. So Shannon Lee, it seems like she's going to lose her inheritance or her legacy. Um, Bruce Lee style. Okay. Um, she kind of already lost the rights to talk about Brandon. If you didn't notice, if she talk about Brandon at all, because she knows she's going to get in trouble with me and Brandon. But she does throw in a story once in a while about Brandon for my sake, so that I can learn about Brandon's human personality through my sister. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just like my dad. But anyway, it seems like Shannon Lee's about to lose her legacy, her father legacy, and she's not going to be able to talk about her father anymore. And there was a lot of weird things. I watched a few of our funeral processes last night, and yes, I will talk about that too. So, um, okay, so let me talk about Bruce Lee and Shannon Lee when I come back. That lady at Taco Bell made me super depressed. I just want you to know, if you care about my feelings at all, if you care about the one molecule's feelings at all, that lady told me, I just want to see you turn to Chris Evans. That made me super depressed. I was like, cut the tape. I'm done. Cut it. I'm done. That's how depressed it made me. Why you want to see the one molecule turn into Chris Evans? I'm the fucking one molecule, dude. Why are you playing a game with me like that? You know? I'm done. Like, I don't want to, it made me really depressed. Okay, I know I just keep going on and I keep talking, whatever, but, my genuine feeling after stuff like that is like, I don't, I don't, turn on the space codes, blast me. This, I don't want to deal with humans anymore. It's like really depressing. It's like you guys just keep pushing me away from humans. I'm trying to be here to help serve the humanity prospects of humanity. Okay, like I know God doesn't work for you, but it's like I see you guys suffering. I see you working at Taco Bell. That's what you want to do with your life. You know what I mean? That your life could be so much better and full of magic and whatever, much more better than just seeing fucking Chris Evans shapeshift through me. And as you listen to me day and night, and that's what you want to see. You want to see me turn into a man with a penis. That's all you care about is for me to turn into a man with a penis. All the magical shit that we could show you, you just want me to turn into a man with a penis, a movie star with a penis. That this shit depresses the fuck out of me. You're listening in, you're being manipulative, you think something stupid is important. Your life could be so much better, and you just want to be like, it's just like the dumbest, pettiest shit I've ever heard in my life. It's like, walk out then. Walk out. Okay? Walk out then. If you're not happy at your job at Taco Bell, walk the fuck out. Walk out. You're here for a parlor trick. It's a parlor trick for me to shapeshift into Chris Evans. It's a parlor trick. I'm not here for parlor tricks. I'm not a fucking tarot reader. You know what I mean? I'm not here to tell you what your name is and what your birthday is. That's a parlor trick. Don't give me those codes back, because if you give me those codes back, that's a parlor trick. Okay, so I hope y'all understand what you're saying. Oh, God walked in and she knew my name. That's the way it should be. That's the way it is in the movies. And you've been lied to your whole life. Stop assuming that everything you see in the movies is the way it's supposed to be. You also be told Jesus is God every single day of your fucking life. Do you not? Some of y'all be told Allah is God. How about Jehovah? How about Buddha? How about Lakshmi? How about cold hard cash? How about the will of the most immaculate vajayjay you've ever seen in your life? You know what I mean? Have you been lied to your whole life about what's important? I just want to see her turned into a famous man with a penis. Hmm. That's all I want from God. That's all I want from the one molecule. She said to go watch The Fifth Element. I'd rather her see. This is her, right? This is her. Can you turn into Chris Evans with a penis, please? I'm God. I'm here for your parlor tricks. It's not sad at all. You just want a parlor trick. It's not a problem. Okay. It's such a beautiful state, the Garden State. It's a beautiful day out. It rained today, and it's like raining, kind of sunny, and it's like it's just beautiful. It's beautiful out. Anyway, so Shannon might lose her legacy, and she already can't really talk about Brandon. I already told you guys, and how Brandon's really angry, and you can tell in his videos that he doesn't. He told her not to talk about him anymore, and so she didn't. So the only thing that she has left is her father's legacy to talk about, and then they're like, Shannon's about to lose her inheritance. Shannon's about to lose her ability to talk about Bruce Lee again, and to she basically like does like the Bruce Lee YouTube channel and podcast, and like I think she handles like all of his like business dealings and stuff like that, like if he's gonna have like a licensing deals and stuff like that. And anyway, they were like, she's about to lose it, and I'm like, why? I like felt genuinely sorry for her. I'm like, why? Why would she lose it? Like, and it's like, well, they're not supporting me and my legacy in the current moment. And I've said this many times, multiple times, that everything stems from how you treat the one molecule, which would be me, Alyssa, and everything stems out from that. So if you're not supporting me and my legacy, which would be to hand me back over to Colin Farrell and to treat me with love and kindness and respect and not say weird things to me like, can you turn into a famous man with a penis right in front of my face as you're buying a cheese quesadilla, Becky? Um, Everything radiates out. So that's me not being supported in my legacy. So that's why Shannon is on the verge of losing her legacy, which would be the Bruce Lee legacy. And that can go down in multiple ways. It'll probably start with supernatural experiences, and then it'll probably lead to her completely forgetting that she's Bruce Lee's child in the first place. And then she just won't even talk about it anymore because, like, she'll just be like, "What do you mean I'm like Bruce Lee's daughter?" Um, so I mean, if so, anyway, that's how. So, like, if I'm being lied to, if I'm being cheated on, if I'm being not treated fairly, if I'm not being taken care of properly, all of that stuff radiates out from me and goes out to everyone else in the entire world. So, if you want to be treated with respect, treated with care, have your legacy, all of those things, everything, yada yada yada, then then treat me with respect and agree to hand me over to my legacy, which would be my father, Colin Farrell. And then the whole world can keep their legacy. Okay, it's like basically it's like how you treat the one molecule is how you treat yourself. It's sort of like filling up. It's like if it's like sort of like you have like a bucket of water and then you like pour the water into me and it's like then it goes back out to you. It's sort of like that. So it's like if you're feeding me and if you're giving me feeding and watering me, then that water goes back to you and it feeds and waters you. But if you don't feed and water me, just Alyssa, just the one molecule, not you, that you had a cloning experience and you turned into Alyssa overnight because you were cloned and now you think you're Alyssa, or you had a near death experience and you became the soul for like 1 minute and you saw that the soul is actually Alyssa and nothing else and no one else, then, then you start calling yourself Alyssa all the time. And even though your name is Amy, you call yourself Alyssa. And then you think, even though your name is Amy, literally in this lifetime, your name is Alyssa and your husband's name is Brandon. And let's just say your husband's name is Jesse, out of nowhere. And it's like you confuse yourself to death and you're like, no, even though my name's Amy and my husband's name is Jesse, um, my name's actually Alyssa and my husband's name is actually Brandon. And when it's like, actually, my name is actually Alyssa and I am Alyssa and my husband's name is actually Brandon and he's actually Brandon. So you see how that works? Do you see how it's not confusing at all? 100% literally not confusing at all. Okay, so I don't know. I begged and pleaded with you guys for over a year. Take this seriously. Take this very seriously. Treat the one molecule with respect, and that would include a castle, and that would include not saying weird things like "I want to see you shape and shift" into Chris Evans, and think you actually have proxy to your commands being wished upon you like that when you're at a fucking Taco Bell. That's not treating a fucking princess goddess with respect at all. That's just not treating the princess with respect at all. So anyway, uh, I'm telling y'all, this is serious. And y'all are like, how long are you gonna yell at me for today? Listen, I, I don't know how much longer we have. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? You think life is just going on normalcy every single day? I'm telling you to take this fucking seriously. This is not a fucking joke. Y'all don't take this seriously enough. I'm telling you, your death can be around the corner, and I'm sitting here trying to help you to put you back into alignment so that you can feel better about yourself and your life. And you're just like la 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 la, ha ha ha. Immediate shock, which I'm trying to help you, like to save you from. Am I trying to help the house of the dragon? Aren't I the house of the fucking dragon? Where's my fucking house? You know what I mean? Like, who am I talking to? I'm talking to myself. This is Alyssa. I'm talking to myself. Okay, so isn't it all Alyssa consciousness? You want me to over explain it again? You're asking me a question again. because I said this is Alyssa, and they're like, "Oh, she just said it's not Alyssa." Did I not explain it as Alyssa consciousness? Are you a person named Amy, and you understand that your soul is Alyssa, and that you're part of Alyssa consciousness, and that your husband's name is not Brandon, but your husband's name is Jesse, and it's a completely different person. And this life of Amy and Jesse was granted to you by God, and you finally get it, and it's finally an epiphany. You know, it's like that. Is that easy to understand? So who am I yelling at? I'm yelling at Amy and Jesse, I guess, today. I don't know who they are. I just made them up in my head. I just pulled two names out of a hat. It's all imaginary. It's all made up. Okay, so Amy and Jesse, if you're listening, okay. Anyway, so uh, Shannon had really fascinating stories. Okay, she had a podcast where she interviewed her cousins, who she basically like doesn't really have a close relationship with. She like hardly hangs out with them and hardly sees them, which I think is like super sad because Shannon's like an only child now. She only has Linda left. Thankfully, she has like a daughter. I don't know about her husband or anything or marital status, whatever. And but these cousins, they they're Chinese. I think they're American because they sound American. And but I was just sad because she doesn't see them that often, and she has she has a daughter. So I was like, this is sad. Like, why don't you take them to go see your cousins? Like, because she doesn't have any siblings anymore. She doesn't have me. She doesn't have Brandon. So you know, she has cousins. It's so sad that she can't see her cousin, or she doesn't see them that often or whatever. And I was just like, you have a daughter. Like, she probably wants to go hang out with her cousins. Anyway, um, what was interesting was I was interviewing the three cousins as they were talking, and he was like, I feel like we are all stand in models. All three of them they feel like stand in models because they feel like they had cousins that they hung out with. All three of the cousins thought that there were cousins before them that were close to Shannon and Brandon and Bruce and Linda. And then those cousins were removed and they were given stand-in models that they never see, that they don't have a relationship with, that the timelines went backwards, and there's like only a few memories of them hanging out together and growing up together. This is what he was saying to me in telepathy over walls during the interview, and I was like, that is fucking crazy. It's almost like this has happened before or something, and there's nothing new to do. And it's like they keep leading themselves back to this place. We're like, why do we do this to ourselves? And then if you hear, your friends that are there, they're there and they're like, their frequencies, like you can tell their frequencies are getting worse. You can tell that the frequencies are getting more intense. They're obviously getting like more unfriendly and unkind every time they come back from there. And Um, it's just so genuine. I don't know what to do with myself, basically. Um, yeah, so it's like they clearly go into shock when they go there. And but yeah, I think that's sort of like why the new families start to form and stuff like that. It's like this has happened before or something, you know. Didn't Brandon say that? I got pulled down the time tunnel before, and this has happened before. Um, in the 70s, I believe, and then it rewrote itself to the 90s, where it picked up again, and the timelines went backwards. And here I am, like trying to like help Shannon by trying to help myself and trying to help Shannon like be like, maybe you should go hang out with your family. You have a daughter. I'm sure she'd like to see them. Um and yeah, it's like there's just hardly any wholesomeness left. It's like as soon as you start talking about your family, those like all these like 1D images like start to flood you like immediately, and like they just start to flood you. It's like as soon as like I'm like, oh, maybe my niece would like to go meet her cousins. Like, that's what they're saying. Like, isn't it her niece? Like, she's trying to like, take care of her family. And then like as soon as they say that in telepathy, it's filled with like all these unwholesome images and stuff. And it's like, from 1D, and it's like, it's just so hard to like, why can't we hold the field anymore? Like, why can't we hold the field? Why is it going to 1D, and why are like we know why the frequencies are getting worse, okay? But I guess that's just a part of the fall. Like it's all part of the package, it's like you keep not listening to me, things keep getting worse in like all aspects and all respect, and like, oh, my dog's here. I have to feed my dog, and I got to take him out, and I gotta um talk to my dad about my car. Hope everything's okay with my car. Um so hopefully things will get better and not get worse. Oh, yeah, with some wrinkles there. It's great. Um, okay, so what else? Another thing that she said was, excuse me. Oh yeah, I watched one of her videos, and she was like this totally like bitchy, catty, like person, like just awful person, but like sort of funny. And like she was bitching and complaining about me and Brandon to her family or her friend or something, and it was like really kind of hilarious. They were like, only when you laugh do you sound like Brandon, and like nothing else you say or do like is like Brandon and Alyssa, because like Brandon and Alyssa like act so much like. And she was like, let me just start there. Like she was like so bitchy about it and whatever. And I was like started laughing. I was like, is she serious? This is so petty and funny. But yeah, anyway, she was like acting like so freaking petty and like so much like a mean girl or whatever. And I was like, and there was like an interview with Rosario Dawson talking about Ahsoka or whatever, and like she meets with Shannon Lee to talk about like martial arts training, stuff like that. And I was like, wow, what do you know? Shannon actually did meet herself. She actually is meeting herself when she's talking to Rosario Dawson. Well, it's so cool. Anyway, and then I was like, Shannon, where the fuck did the real version of you go? Because she was like here in my room one night during one of my surgeries, and it was like cool. It was like cool Melina Shannon, and it could have been my niece, but it was probably, you know what, it probably was both of them. But she had the Melina mask on, so I couldn't really see, and it's like it kind of looked like young Shannon, to be honest with you. Um, anyway, so I was like, what happened to like real Shannon, you know? And she's like inside of me. And Shannon was just like, oh, fine, I'll fill in and be real. It's like, and she's like, oh, she ate me because it was Melina, the alien. And I was like, so why the fuck are you still here? But like, literally, like, what is going on when the aliens eat you guys? Like, what the fuck is going on when the aliens eat you guys? You become so like bitchy and awful and like crazy, like because it's like because you're like afraid to fill in and be like aliens from space on Earth or something. Is that why? Because I'm like, where's the real version? Was like, where did the real cool, the cool Shannon go? Like, who the fuck is this? Rosario Dawson, great. She's like the worst. If you watch her interviews, you guys are literally driving us crazy. Like, congratulations, you win. You win. Okay, like you guys are literally driving us crazy. Like, we're depressy, we're distressy, we want to eat spaghetti, we want to we want to eat some Xanax and like never talk to you again. Like, congrats. You know what I mean? Like, you are the breakdown of society, Rosario Dawson. You literally are the breakdown of society. Like, congratulations on being like so like antisocial and popular at the same time. Like, are you kidding me? Do you know how many girls look up to being Rosario Dawson one day, Alyssa? Like, oh my God, like, okay, there's this like she's so cringe. Everything she does is like so cringe now, and it's just like a walking, talking like car accident is Rosario Dawson. She's like a walking, talking car accident. Like, everything she does is so cringe, and I'm like, is she literally losing her marbles, or is she under so much stress that she because you can like lose brain cells. Do you guys keep seeing my lips fill in and getting bigger, like out of nowhere? It's just like my lips are like. Do you guys see that? Um, is it Scarlet? We're like, is it Scarlet? Is it Scarlet? Is it Scarlet, or is it just Alyssa with her lip turned up? Sebastian. Um. All right. What was I saying? I already forgot what I was saying. Rosario doesn't. So she is so cringe that they're like, okay, I don't know if I said this already, but they're like, Hayden, can you just say it? Can you just say? I mean, they said this to him a few times, but this is like another interview with Rosario Dawson. She was like, my whole room just turned into static, by the way. Rosario Dawson's like right next to him, and they're like, Hayden, can you say it? Hey, Hayden, can you say it? And he's like, look, I am your father. I know I'm so good at it, but anyway, it's like it doesn't make sense to me and Hayden. Do you understand what we're saying? Do you guys like? Can your intellect like understand that? And we're like dead serious when we say that. Like, can you understand that Hayden Christensen is not the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Oldman, who literally said out loud with his mouth, Luke, I am your father. Okay? He never said that. He never said that. Okay? It's like a completely different man that said that with a completely different voice. And they make Hayden Christensen do it. And they made Hayden Christensen do it when Rosario Dawson right next to him. And they all cheered. And Rosario Dawson did like the cringiest, like, cheer ever. And I was just like, this is so cringe. This is so embarrassing. Like, you look like a total dork. And then this other time she was like, they had like lightsabers or whatever, and then she like was like showing off their lightsabers, and she looked like a total dweeb as well. And then they like were like, "Hey, Dad," and then he's like, "Okay, let me just," how he does like his back twirl or whatever. And like he was like getting into character to like get ready to do it for them, and then she just like comes over her stick and like just starts like hitting him like this, and like not letting him do his twirl. She's like literally everything she does is cringe. Like, did she get the memo? Did Rosario Dawson get the memo to like break the fucking, matrix, break the grid, be as cringiest as possible? And she thinks like she's doing or whatever, but now she's just like the biggest bitch in the world and like she can't. I mean, she obviously goes back and forth, right? She's like, Elizabeth, why are we here? You need to be in Japan. And then she like does like the worst things ever. She says like the worst things with her telepathy too at the same time. It's like what's happening? Is that the Deadpool technology? Like what's happening there? Now how real is blue cheese? Because I have to pull you up. Why did you have to pull me up for that? Because I just burped blue cheese and I didn't eat any blue cheese. Why did I just get pulled out for that? I don't even know why I got pulled out for that. But anyway, now it tastes like cream cheese. Um, I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting pulled out just to like talk about Rosario Dawson. But anyway, yeah, she's driving us crazy as well. Shannon. So anyway, that was really weird with Shannon's cousins and them coming forward and saying we think we're stand-in models and we think there's like a previous timeline where they had close cousins that they hung out with. And obviously I've seen Brandon, if you like study his face or whatever, you see him like change over the course of time. And Carrick took the cutest, my cousin took the cutest picture of me that we have when I'm like, I don't know how old I was, probably like 7 or 8. So cute. It's like I don't know how else to describe it, but it's just like my hair is perfect, my face is perfect. You just like it's like natural Alyssa. It's like natural Alyssa. Like the way that the hair falls and flows like down, it's like wispy and like shiny and my face is like round and puffed and perfect and it's just so cute and I don't remember why I was bringing that up either. I don't remember that. So tired. Um so we might fall to 1D and that's why I want you guys to not take this as a joke and to take this seriously because 1D is obviously filling in. And before, people used to deny it because they used to say, "Oh, I had a bad dream. Oh, it's just a dream. Just ignore it. It's just a dream. It'll go away." That's why it's starting to overlap 3D reality. So that did you guys see me turn into a wave when I said that? So it's starting to overlap 3D reality so that you guys can't deny it anymore and can't say it's like a dream. It's just a bad dream and all that stuff. Um, so obviously it's becoming more and more real. That means we're falling to 1D. I saw 5D, sorry, 5D. I saw 1D crazy images last night. That's where like all of the adrenochrome stuff goes on, all that stuff leads to Last of Us, obviously. Um, so that was happening last night, and they basically saying that that is linked to business and wealth. And if you guys keep pulling me down there, that I will take over the business and wealth sector. Does that make sense? Because you're making me put my energy into it instead of letting me go into my castle, if that makes sense. And it's like all an overlay, and like 3D is like the cover story for 1D, and you are choosing to push me out of 3D. You're choosing to abuse me at work. You choose to not pay me fairly. You choose to um, not let me take sick days. All of these things. And I'm the one molecule. I'm not just like another person. So how you treat me is how you treat yourself. Okay. So all of that stuff is making 3D fall to 1D. So your choices are making 3D fall to 1D. Therefore, it is not my fault. And I always am as honest as possible. And I'm always saying, you're making me work too hard. I'm bleeding out of the asshole. I need to go home now. I'm getting extremely sick. I need to cut back on my hours. I need to be taken more seriously at work. I need to not be called a bitch at work. Um, all the things. I need to be able to pay my rent if I'm going to work a job, stuff like this. So, all of the not listening to me when I was working for the last 20 years, that reflects out and makes 3D fall to 1D. So, don't come to me and blame me for us falling to 1D. I'm telling, or in telepathy. Like look at it today. Did today's Taco Bell adventure pull us up to 5D, or did it push us down to 1D? It's pushing us down to 1D the more you disrespect me in every way, shape, or form. I feel like I say the same thing every single day. I'm obviously exhausted. Um, so 1D is obviously already going on in many different sectors of the world. And if I do fall, um, that is where all of the corporate greed lies, all of like the shady business dealings, all of the like all the girls with really good jobs and the badass bitches, they are all from 1D now because they pushed me out of 3D to take over my video game by trying to get me to shapeshift into Chris Evans. Either you shapeshift into Chris Evans or I'm sending you home. Okay, is that what we were to talk about today? You think that's the first time I ever heard that? You think people didn't say that to me at work in telepathy and I didn't hear that? Because they think they own my game. Okay, so you're pushing the game down to 1D by doing this. You know, by doing this, you're accepting it. That this is how we make our money. You know, people are suffering down in 1D, and you're suffering there because over time you chose to push me out of 7D. You chose to push me out of 5D, and now you're choosing to push me out of 3D. That's pushing us down to 1D. Last of Us land, and before Last of Us land, it's adrenochrome land. Is it physical right now? Somewhat physical. So there you go. There's your answer. It's somewhat physical. Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? I don't know. Is anyone going to manifest in my physical life tomorrow? I don't know. Are you going to continue to bully and abuse me and Chris Evans? I don't know. There was another thing that happened with Shannon. So that was interesting with the stand-in models. And then there was another thing with, I mean, he said it out loud. They said it out loud. He said they were stand-in models in telepathy. And then they said it out loud. Like, we didn't really grow up with them. We didn't really know them. I didn't really know Brandon. Da da da. And another thing she said on another interview was that her father studied Wing Chun Kung Fu. And then I was like, what do you mean he studied Wing Chun? Brandon always said it was Jeet Kune Do, which he, like, did it come from Wing Chun? And is that, because I think Ip Man, it wasn't Ip Man one of Bruce Lee's teachers, and wasn't that Wing Chun? So is that what you mean? But why don't you call it Jeet Kune Do? Anyway, because Brandon always says it's Jeet Kune Do, and like, why did she say it was Wing Chun? Like, is there context to that story, or is it an MK Ultra report? The world may never know because I can't talk to Shannon. Then there was another thing with my car today. When my uncle got into the car, there's like this little thing that went off, and he was like, "Why is this going on?" And I was like, "Oh, it's because of the tires." And then today it was on the other side, and I just feel like I'm like losing sleep, and I might be losing my mind. But anyway, I'm just talking about. I'm like, am I losing my mind, or is this really MK Ultra? Like, it's not as like cut and clear as like the toys. Like looking at the toy prices and be like, "Oh, those toy prices could have never existed in the '80s." Like that's complete. Like those are a $500 fucking car thing. Why am I burping blue cheese? I didn't have any blue cheese. It's like that, with MK Ultra. Like, why am I burping blue cheese? There was no fucking blue cheese in my 3 chicken wings, and I keep burping blue cheese. I don't like blue cheese, and I'm really exhausted. And was it Wing Chun or was it Jeet Kune Do? Like which one's the real story? And why does Brandon always see Jeet Kune Do? Um, I believe Ip Man was Bruce's teacher because what do you know? I'm kind of into that stuff. I remember like watching Ip Man, and like my boyfriend at the time who was also a Lee from The House and the Dragon. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of Lees out there. He actually I think I tell you the story. Did I tell you guys the story? My boyfriend, Darren Lee, is cousins with Jason Scott Lee, who played Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. So, yeah. So he is actually a Lee. And anyway, so what was I gonna say? Anyway, I watched Ip Man with Darren, and I think we talked about it, and he was like, I don't know, maybe I can't remember if I explained it to him, if I watched Ip Man earlier with another boyfriend and I explained it to him, or if he explained it to me. But I remember I was like, I think Ip Man was Bruce Lee's teacher. And if you've never seen Ip Man, that's an amazing movie to watch. It's like one of my favorites. Um, okay, so what else was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, so that was like another thing, weird thing. I'm like, is it MK Ultra or is it just like it like context just needs like the story just needs context. Like it's It Man. It's isn't Wing Chun. I don't want to Google it right now, but it's like yeah, it's because that's what he learned from Wing Chun, and then he developed his own Jeet Kune Do. Um, I just saw like a purple light. I think my dad's walking in or something. And then what else was I gonna say? There was one other. Oh yeah, and the car thing. I like the car. I'm like, did it switch or am I just tired? Because it's like hard to tell now. I'm repeating myself, but yeah, it's like anyway. I think they're walking me out of the video game, and I might become like I don't know exactly how it works, guys. Since I'm the kid of the family, I'm the baby of the family, but they might walk me out of the game completely, and then like I just become the walk in, walk out. Oh, that was the other thing, like with what Brandon said. They said that he heard like the timelines are starting to like, oh, okay, because that's it. There's it's organic because of Wendy, and when it's like goes organic, things start blending together, and things like don't make sense, And it's like conversations like that, like a stand-in model, and then like Shannon saying Wing Chun, and then like things just like not making sense or whatever. And that's like all like the house being built and then my cousin seeing it demolished, and it's like which one is it? And like all that stuff is like during the organic template. I mean, it's not as crazy as I want it to be. Like I really want it to be like super crazy, but like it's also like the super craziness is like there to save them because they're going through that's like their fail-safe space trap to like save them from, you know, feeling pain of a natural disaster basically. So so stay away from airplanes, Alyssa, because they might be falling out of the sky next. Oh yeah, I had like a dream. Was it that a dream? And Ryun said people are going to be falling out of the sky next. I mean, I know I said that on my broadcast or whatever, like, but I think I had a dream last night where Ryun was like, people are literally going to be falling out of the sky next. And I was like, oh, is it coming now? Because like I know I said it like a few months ago, but he's like he like said it to me in a dream last night, I think. And it's like, are the planes gonna be crashing? Is that what we mean by people falling out of the sky? That would be crazy and very scary. Um, Ghost birds are like a lot easier to like, handle than say like a dead person walking down the street, which is what I hope is next. World War Z. Anybody? Anybody? World War Z. God, I'm so tired all of a sudden. Yeah, so that was cool. Um, so anyway, less and less respect of the one molecule and her friends pushes us down to 1D, where it will become fully realized on Earth. So instead of crystal castles and crystal cities, we're going to have just complete 1Dville, which is really great. And there's nothing to worry about there. My dog is like totally passed out and he looks so comfortable. And it's like, am I sleeping in my dog right now? Because I feel so lethargic. I feel like I'm sort of like in a coma. I feel like I'm sort of sleeping, but I'm like sitting up and talking. And I'm looking at my dog sleeping and I'm like, am I bilocating right now? I don't know. But I gotta get rid of these things. I'm like, whoa, what was that? I think that's my dad. Psychic Mediums 101 and why you're not crazy to be calling Rion your boyfriend at this time of your space if your name is Alyssa Janello. And if you're not as smart as Amy and Jesse, who work at NBC on the 5 o'clock news, apparently. um, Brandon. But yeah, it's like there's like so many different contexts or whatever, like of things going on. It's like, oh yeah, they I might walk all the way out. I don't really know what that means though. Like I might walk all the way out. I saw it like on the game board. I saw it like up at the top here. And it's like, how much farther do I have to go to like walk all the way out? We're already like above Fantasia. And it's like still not working. Like how much farther do we have to go? Like I don't really know how it works. But my fathers were explaining to me in the car, and there was like a lot of context, and I knew I was probably going to forget, but it has to do with like 1D and the wealth. It has to do with like the wealth and like me walking into 1D and like owning the wealth of planet Earth in particular, which might be the planet of the fallen. and we're just like completely unwilling to accept it. And we're like, can you guys please like come upstairs? Like, why are you doing this to yourselves? Why? But like, if you guys don't let us push it out, then she's gonna walk back in. And it's like when I'm walking into myself, sort of holding myself. It's like if you don't let Brandon and Colin walk me out. Yeah, that's what it was. If you don't let Brandon and Colin walk me out because you don't want me to be around Brandon and Colin and you're in control of the video game as an out of line molecule, and we already heard you, then I'm going to walk back in and hold myself and go down to 1D. And that is how you own all of the wealth on the world, I guess. Because 3D is just a cover up story, even though it's like we love talented Rihanna. We love how talented Rihanna is, but it's like all of her money doesn't come from her talent at all. It comes from none of her talent. It comes from literally all 1D. I don't think that's true. Isn't Rihanna talented as fuck? It kind of doesn't make any sense to me. But if I get pulled all the way out, then I'll be like a walk in, walk out, and it's like a lot different when I'm a walk in. I'll tell you my um, walk in story. I went to Australia, and did I tell you guys this story? I went to Australia with Archangel Michael, right? So I was an angelic walk in, and I was clearly being catapulted to fame. I was in my 3D life, I was being catapulted to fame and financial ruin at the same time. I feel like it was the opposite at the time. I'm so like so delirious right now. But anyway, I flew to a house as an angelic walk-in with Archangel Michael, and there was like a lady who like lost her husband and had like cigarette butts on the floor in Australia, and she had two kids, and she was like crying her ass off, and she was like really unhappy because her like husband was divorcing her. And I was like, why is your house like so messy? And like she was like neglecting the kids and stuff. And I was like in my angelic, I was in my like unconditional love. So it's like I was like aware that the place was like a disaster, like a mess, and like she was neglecting her kids. I was completely self-aware that she was doing those things, but I also had complete unconditional love. Um, I had complete unconditional love for her, and it's like, Julia, what conversation are you having with yourself right now? Because you are like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Julia? I have $110 million in my bank account, Julia. Anyway, um, oh my God, I shouldn't say that so loud. Somebody might hear me like Idris Alba or, so anyway, you know, little swindler. I swear to God, I'm just channeling right now. I have no idea what's happening. I'm so delirious. Anyway, I was completely aware. I didn't have a lack of awareness as an angel, angelic, flying angelic. So I was probably with Ryan. This is before I met Ryan. I was completely aware of she was neglecting her kids. And our house was a complete disaster. Cigarette butts everywhere. It was just awful. It was like really gross. I mean, the kids were being neglected. They were just like sitting there playing on the carpet. And she was like drowning herself in tears. So it was like things like that that made Ryan and I like completely stop caring about 3D reality. Oh, I need water. Okay. Um. Anyway, they were saying like it's only scary when you're in the story and then there's like more than one character. So that's why they were going to pull me all the way out. So it doesn't matter what anybody says anymore because if I'm pulled all the way out, it's like I know it's me that I'm talking to, and I think if it's me that I'm talking to, then it doesn't matter if we go to one knee or not. So you are deciding. You know what? Okay, assholes. Um, I just told you what's about to happen if I'm deciding. So then like I won't hear weird ladies' thoughts, weird pathetic Taco Bell workers' thoughts. Like, oh, I just wanted to see you turn into Chris Evans, or turn into Chris Evans, or get out of my face, one molecule. Oh my God, you have so much respect for yourself. It's amazing. Um, but yeah, so it's like, oh my God, is stuff like that bleeding backwards to her like life before she met Ryan? No, you dumb ass fucking bitches. I've been in spirituality my entire life because I'm married to Brandon fucking Lee, you stupid dumb cunts. How many times I have to say that? Stop being fucking idiots. Oh my God, she had experiences with Ryan. Is the timelines going backwards? No. I had those maybe the timelines are going backwards, but I had those experiences when I was working at Mattel. I told you guys like how long ago, like a year ago, that he was with me in high school here in this house, sitting on my bed. And now I'm telling you another one that happened, right? Isn't there like a fucking another timeline where I met him in Manhattan Beach and we got together and we got married? We never broke up. Aren't they still together? Okay, so I've been spiritual my whole life. It has nothing to do with Ryan. He's so annoying. I hate people. Um, you know. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so I had complete awareness that they were being neglected. However, I had so much compassion for the mom. And I was like there to take care of the mom. Why wasn't I there to take care of the kids? Like why wasn't I doing like angelic like protection and love for the kids? So I was like comforting the mom. I guess because does it radiate out from the mom to the kids? I don't know. Anyway,